What's up all you cool snakes and neonates? How's it going? I hope you're all keeping well. Recently we had someone on the channel in the comments ask to see some more of the false water cobras. Of course I'm going to take that opportunity and get some false water cobras out for you guys today. Quite handy as well, because I'm going to do a little bit of maintenance here on Shelby's Viv. Now Shelby's Viv has been building up mould. I'm always wiping it down. Like once a week it builds up this white mould. I wipe it off, I clean it all down, and then a week later it's all back again. I don't like mould in my animals' Vivs. I'm not sure what, well I do reckon I know why there is mould there. She doesn't get sprayed down, but she spends a lot of time in her water, and I think she comes out of her water, goes up onto the branches, gets the branches all wet, and there must be something in the branches, I'm not sure, that makes it mould. If you guys have had experience about this and give me some tips on how to get rid of that mould from that wood, that would be awesome. That would be awfully helpful of you guys. But for now, I'm going to just pull it out because I've got this. Look at that. Now, you know you're a herper, you know you're a reptile fan when you get excited over a nice big bit of wood. That's right, adults, I did just say that. This is awesome, look at it, it's stunning. So we were camping this summer and we were looking for firewood up in the hills, and I came across that bit and everyone wanted to burn it. I was like, no, I'm taking that home. So I had to hide it from everyone while we were camping around the back of the tents so they wouldn't burn it on the campfire, because that was going in an animal enclosure. That's a stunning bit of wood there. So it's been hanging about on the floor in the animal room for a while, and I've been tripping over it. It's been annoying me. Kind of letting it cure, letting anything come off of it as well before I put it near my animals. So it's been sitting here since summer. She's got mouldy wood in there. We're going to take her mouldy wood out. We're going to pop this beautiful big piece in there, and she's going to have that. It's actually going to give her a crazy amount of enrichment as well, because this was in a field, or it was in a hilly area with sheep, so she's probably going to smell the sheep off that. It's going to give her little brain in there a very good workout trying to figure out what that smell is, because she'll never have smelt that before. So it's been hosed down, it's been scrubbed down, it's been left to cure. I've done everything I could or can to make it safe. So yeah, I'm just going to stick it in. I was going to wait until we had made that 5 foot into a 6 foot, put Hunter in that, and then put Shelby and this bit of wood in the other 6 foot, but her wood's mouldy, that wood's in my feet, so stuff it, let's just throw it in there just now, and yeah, I think she's going to enjoy it, and it'll look pretty good as well, I would imagine too, guys. Now normally, as you guys know, I would take the animal out to do maintenance on the enclosure, but she's nice and in her bed, and to save me getting a tub out and putting her in that tub, I might try and do the maintenance while she's sitting in there, and then I'll get her out later on. So what do you guys think? Is that an improvement? I think that is cool as. I mean, bear in mind this is only temporary. Eventually all of this will go into this enclosure here with that other sort of homemade tree in the back and things like that. So I will make it more permanent and pretty, but I think that will do. So she was getting too big for her hide that was over there, So this has a fantastic, beautiful alcove underneath it. It is brilliant. So I'm hoping that'll be adequate for her to feel safe. I've put this fake bush up here so she can go in there. She can hide under and in there. She can get right underneath that if she wants to. That'll double up as a hide, a climbing frame, and look aesthetically pleasing. Another reason for taking those branches out was because as much as she thought she could, she wasn't a great climber. She loved climbing on them, but she was forever falling off of them and splashing into her water bowl, and then it splashed up onto the glass. But that looks a lot better. I can't wait to do away with this, Viv, and make it into something better. And put Hunter in here because this one is actually 6mm toughened glass. It is really tough glass in this, which would be better for the big python when he goes into the bigger enclosure. Is that new bit of wood there, as beautiful as it is and as functional and fantastic as it is, makes it a lot more difficult to get her out, because if she's wrapped around the back of it, I'm not going to move it because I'll hurt her, so I can't get her out. But luckily she's very cooperative and she will come out. But it's great to give her somewhere that she knows if she won't be touched if she goes in there. If she's having a bad day, she really doesn't want to be interfered with. If she's in shed or whatever, she can go there and she knows she'll be safe. So that's not even a bad thing, to be honest with you, either. And here is our wonderful girl, Shelby here. It's no wonder you guys have been asked to see some more of our false water cobras, because what an amazing animal they are. I'm so confident with her that we actually use her in the kids shows and in our Zoo to You and our educational stuff at schools and things like that as well. She's part of the premium pack. She's a wonderful animal, so intelligent, so calm. She works out very quickly that you're not going to hurt her. She's full of sass when she's in her enclosure, which I absolutely love. I'll throw up a funny little clip right here of that. Who's got a big hood today? Who's been a big scary cobbers? Oh, I see that full body hood. Oh, look at you. Look at you with your hoodies. Who's a big scary cobbers? Who's no longer a big scary cobbers? You're sillies. You are a silly girl. Yes, you are. Oh, the cobbers. Oh, yes, you're terrifying. Yes, you are. But once you get her out, she's just wonderful. She's all noise and she's all show. She's absolutely no intentions. And when working with false water cobras, I think that's the best tip that I can give you guys, is just ignore all their hooding and tail whipping and nonsense and stuff like that. It's all show usually. You've got to forget the fact, you know, they're venomous and all this stuff. The venom isn't that bad. The fangs are at the back of the mouth. You're bitten, you're not going to die. It won't ruin your life. It'll maybe ruin your day or even your week if you're unlucky. But you're going to be totally fine if you do take a nip from one of these guys. But working with them regularly and showing them who's boss and taking them out when they're throwing those tantrums is definitely the best, is the key when dealing with these guys. And you'll end up with a wonderful snake like we have Shelby here and her boyfriend Tigger. But just a beautiful snake. Have a look at that. You're not going to say hello to the cameras? You're not going to say... You're silly. So there we go, that's Shelby, our false water cobra. Other common name is Brazilian smooth snake. You can kind of see why. They are quite smooth, but there are a lot smoother snakes out there. Their large scales actually makes them quite bumpy. So I'm not entirely sure why they get called the Brazilian smooth snake. Maybe when they're in Brazil and they're in the water and people try and catch them, they just slip through their hands because they're slippery and wet from being in the water. No idea. But the false water cobra, Hydrodynastus gigas is the scientific name. Wonderful snake. And you guys asked and you have received. Let's have a look at her boyfriend, Tigger. And here he is, Tigger, our male false water cobra. He's a little bit smaller than her, but he has a lot less black in his patterning. He's not a hypo, but he is definitely a light phase. They normally darken up as they get older, but he, as you can see, is beautiful and light, and there is not a lot of darkness on him. He was sold as a hypo. Both of them were sold as a hypo, but neither of them are. They're both just light phased normals. But he is definitely a stunning example of the normal. And you, son? Stinky example too. You guys at home, if you have false water cobras, you'll know what I'm talking about. They stink. I don't know if it's because he's male, but he seems to be worse than her. They poop constantly and they are very stinky. I'm quite lucky, touch wood, they have never pooped on me, if they're on me and they need a poop, they'll start to act all racy and all sort of really quick, like trying to get away from me. It's almost as if they don't want to poop on me, or they know they shouldn't. I know that's a stretch, I know that's probably not the case, but every time I put them back, within seconds they poop on the floor, and they never ever poop on me. Funny thing I've noticed about them as well is they have this extremely sharp scale on the end of their tail. Now, I know that likes of African forest cobras and things like that have this really sharp tip on their tail. Look, you can see him doing it right there. They dig it into you now and then. Now, I don't know if that's an anchor for climbing, or if that's a defense thing, or just a nerve thing like the African forest cobra, but they do dig that tail into you from time to time. If you guys have false water cobras at home, let me know in the comments below. Does your false water cobra do that as well from time to time? It's quite interesting. But wonderful snake is Tigger here as well. As you can see, he's actually calmer than Shelby is. This is him, and this would be him for hours now. You see how she moved about, whereas he is quite happy and content just to sit like that. She's very active, he's very lazy. He is lazy for a false water cobra. He really is a lazy boy. But I'm hoping he's not going to be when they're going to be introduced, because we will be introducing them and hoping for little babies next year. So that will be good. We're starting to rearrange things. The spot where the camera is right now, I'm going to convert the 6-foot arboreal viv that we've got into an incubator and rack system. So that'll hopefully be ready for next year, for when these guys are put together. I could probably put them together now, but I'd rather give them that extra year and make sure that they are ready to rock and roll. He really is just the most chilled false water cobra you've ever met in your life. I mean, look at that. I'm not holding him or anything. He is just happy to be out and about and just chilling out. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Aren't you, my boy? Aren't you, my little man? See that? We can even pet them on the head and everything without any hooding up. These guys are just awesome. Absolutely fantastic. So easy to tame down and so easy to train. It's ridiculous. I would go as far as to say they're actually fantastic beginner snakes. They really are. As long as you get your mind past the fact that they have fangs and venoms and all that kind of stuff, and the name Cobra, they're amazing. They are just basically big fancy corn snakes is all they are. Amazing animals, they really are. Hey, you're a handsome man. Yes, just a bit smarter than a corn snake. But yeah, this is Tigger, the stinky boy. You stinkers. On a little hint, guys, on the next episode, or hopefully the next episode that comes out, make sure you guys are subscribed and make sure you have hit that bell button, because you don't want to miss the next episode that comes out. We have a new snake, and like these guys, it's rear fang venomous. So what do you guys think is coming? Hit me up in the comments below with your guesses. I'm not going to tell you if you were right or wrong, because I'm not going to ruin it. But there is a new animal in this room right now. It's actually to the right of the camera. Right at this point, I can see it, but you can't. So we're waiting on that animal having a shed. So once it's had a shed, we'll get an episode out with it. But yeah, so guys, make sure you're subscribed and you hit that bell button, because it's going to be worth it. It's an exciting one, this one. And to be honest with you, even if you're not into that, make sure you're subscribed, guys. As always, thank you very much for tuning in. Subscribe, hit the bell button, like the video, comment, share the channel around, tell your friends, tell your dog, tell your granny, tell whoever you can about the channel, guys. I don't think we're going to hit that 1K subscribers by Christmas, but we're getting there. We're getting hella close. So help me share this channel around, guys, and help little Tigger here get close to 1,000 subscribers. Woo! That'll be exciting, and we'll have to do something special for 1,000 subscribers, I think. Maybe organise some sort of giveaway or something like that. I think for that milestone, because they say 1,000 subscribers is your hardest milestone when having a YouTube channel, and I can definitely agree with that. And you agree with that, my handsome man? Yes, you can. So for me, Tigger, the Shelby, and the rest of the gang, take it easy, guys. Peace.